Okay, so I have now re-recorded this video like 5 times. I am going to walk you step by step on how to instruct somebody on how to paint this painting. I am going to go super fast. Mostly this is like the 4th time I've recorded this, and honestly, because you can replay the video. But when you are instructing a student or like a kid, make sure that you stop, make sure that they understand the concepts, make sure that you're going around and helping those who need to be helped, or your assistant is doing that. So because I am pressed for ability and time and space, I am just going to be painting this on a piece of cardboard. I'm actually going to I'm going to paint it on a box. So that one's a little wacky, but this one's a lot better. I'm going to be painting it on a box. Okay, there's my box. I don't have a canvas. This is where I'm painting it. Your canvas is obviously going to be a lot bigger than this, but this is where I'm going to paint it, okay? So you're going to ideally hold yours up so that the kids can see it. What you're going to give them is a little paint palette with 3 paints, pink, white, and black. Now, mine looks really janky because I've done it like 5 times, but the video just won't record. They're also going to have 2 paintbrushes, a fat paintbrush and a thin paintbrush, and a cup of water. They want to start with their paintbrush in the cup of water, tell them to get it a little wet, and then rub it off on the sides and rub it into paper towel. I'm using my pants because these are my painting pants and also on a paper towel. Okay, you're going to remind the kids not to get A, too much water on the paintbrush. You want the paintbrush fairly dry, and B, too much paint. And you're going to paint back and forth. You're going to just cover your whole canvas in pink. They should not be going and getting more paint until it paints like this and it's super dry. Because if you do the paint too thick, it will never dry, and that's one of the benefits of using acrylic paint, is that it dries so fast. So you're going to go all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom. And I'm going really fast, but obviously you'll go slower for your students. Yeah, like I said, not too much paint, and they don't need to dip the paintbrush in the water in between painting. That is a huge mistake that like my son made. I know a lot of people that I've gone painting with have made. They put it in the paint and then they want to dip it in the water like it's watercolors. It's not. It's acrylic. So you're just going to continue to paint, making sure you're not mixing your colors by accident until you have the whole canvas painted. And when you have the whole canvas painted, what you want to do is go back over it with your mostly dry brush from the top all the way down to the bottom, just to make sure that if you have any globs of paint anywhere, you're picking them up. Because you need this to dry super fast. Now, what I like to do with my kids in between the painting, while I'm waiting for this to dry, is we're going to count to 10 in French. All right, are you guys ready? So, that means 1. Like, darn, duh. Like, duh, of course that's the answer, duh. Or, do you have any friends? Duh. Toi, cat, like the kitty cat, cat. Sank, like that boat just sank. Cease, sept, like September. Septuplet, sept. Wheat, like wheat. There we go. 8. Wheat, like bread is made out of wheat. Neuf, like enough. Neuf. And 10. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You should take a little longer to teach them that so that this is all dry, but like I said, acrylic dries really fast. Look, it's dry. It's dry already. We're good. It's dry. I already had paint on my hands. Okay? Now what you're going to tell your kids to do, especially your little kids, 3 fingers from the bottom, on the left hand or right hand side, it doesn't matter. 3 fingers from the bottom. For an adult, it would be 2. For a grown-up, or for a little kid, it's 3. 3 fingers from the bottom. Theirs is going to be on an easel, so it'll be way easier to do this. 3 fingers from the bottom. On the left or right side, pick a side to do your first one. You're going to get a little black on your paintbrush. They should have washed the pink out. Okay, if they didn't, instruct them. Swirl it in your water. Make sure you're scrubbing the bottom of your cup with your paintbrush. Then you're going to rub it up the sides, tap it off, and rub it on your paper towel. In my case, my pants. Okay, you're going to get a little bit of black on the paintbrush, not too much, just a little bit. and you're going to put a little dot right there, right above your finger. There you go. There's my little dot. You see my little dot? Perfect. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. 3 up from the bottom. There we go. Boom. Okay? Now, if they're not even, you can level them out because we're going to paint over them anyways. All right, the next thing we're going to do is you're going to take your big open hand, and you're going to put your thumb on the top of your canvas. You're going to put a little dot right underneath your pinky in about the center of your canvas. There you go. Now it looks like we're kind of trying to make a triangle. You see my 3 dots? All right, go ahead and make your 3 dots. 3 up from the bottom, 5 down from the top. Just make a big open hand and go all the way from the top. All right, now we're going to get some black on our paintbrush. Again, not too much. If you need more, you can always add more later, so don't get too much. And we're going to make kind of the letter A by connecting our dots. So you're going to go from one side and you're going to go whoop, just like that. You're going to go up. Perfect. Now you're going to be stopping frequently and asking if they need help. That's good. That's what you should do. We're going to do it from the other side. It's okay if your line is really thin like mine. We're going to fix it later. Okay, we're going to make the letter A. And again, if you do what I just did where I made that a little swoopy, that's okay. You can always fix it later. You can always go back with a little bit of black, level it out because we're going to fill these in anyway, so it's okay. Okay, you don't need to make your lines any thicker right now. They're perfect the way that they are. Now what we're going to do is we're kind of going to give them a long giraffe neck. So go from the top of your A and you're going to go whoop all the way up almost to the very top of your canvas. If you went to the top of your canvas, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with going to the top of your canvas. Now it kind of looks like a little giraffe, but do we want it to look like a little giraffe? No, we want it to look like an Eiffel Tower. So what we're going to have to do then is we're going to have to turn this letter A into a real A. So we're going to paint a line right across there. We're going to make it nice and thick. There we go. Nice and thick. There you go. You've got yourself a nice thick line. Now, a tower can't stand on skinny little legs, so we're going to fatten his legs up just a little bit by going out on both sides. Now, remind the kids constantly that if they're not sure what you're doing, to wait until you're done showing them to start it. And always stop and ask the kids if they need you to repeat something. You can repeat over your painting a million times. I mean, I've just done this painting like 10 times today. Okay, so we're going to just fatten it out just a little bit. Okay, make sure that it's straight on the bottom. There you go. Fatten out your legs just a little bit. If you need to re-show the kids in the same spot, you go, oh, you didn't understand how to do that over here? Well, let me show you. You're going to go out and level it out at the bottom. It doesn't have to look perfect because we're going to do a little something else to it. There you go. It should look like kind of a funky fat-legged A. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take a little bit of paint on your brush and you're going to make an upside down U from the bottom of your tower legs up to this line. So we're going to make an upside down U. Good job. Upside down U. Just like that. You see how I did that? We're going to make an upside down U. Right there. Upside down U. Perfect. But now his middle looks way too skinny. So we're going to just fatten up his middle a little bit. There you go. Fatten up his middle just a little bit. That looks fantastic, you guys. And if you want to make sure that the lines connect, you can always go all the way straight back down to the very bottom and come right back up. There you go. Nice. That's looking really, really good. Now we're going to give him a little topper on the A. We're going to do a line straight across just like we did below, but it's not going to go as far out. It's going to be a nice thick line though. There you go. Perfect. That's looking really good, everybody. Again, you're going to go much slower than I am because I'm kind of speeding through this. Then you're going to go almost to the top. This is where you'll have them switch to a thinner brush if you have younger kids. If you have older kids, you can tell them to just flip it sideways and show them on your canvas that if you paint with it fat, it's going to make a fat line. If you paint with it sideways, it's going to make a skinny line. There you go. You can show them on your own canvas, so you're not keeping this. Okay, so we're going to do sideways brush or little brush for little kids. And we're going to do a line kind of at the top, just like that. You see my line? Just like that. And we're going to do one more. So it looks almost like he's wearing a top hat. And if you have room, if you didn't go all the way to the top of your canvas, just give him a little toothpick in the top. If you were in France, that's where your French flag would fly. Now, if you want to, if you have time, you can have the kids thicken this up a little bit and go a little wider on his little neck there. Have him thicken it up just a little so it looks a little more like a tower and a little less like the letter A. Now, you're going to have them rinse out their brush, scrub, scrub, scrub the bottom of your cup, wipe it off, tap it, and wipe it on your paper towel. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make stars. So you're going to get a little bit of white on your brush, a little bit, just a tippy bit. And there are two different ways that you can make stars. You can do lines like this and go straight across, just like that. Hold on, Grace. Okay, so you can make your stars looking like that. But one way I really like to make stars, I think they look really real when you make them just dots, because that's how the stars look in the night sky, don't they? So if you want to just do dots, that's fine too. Again, if you have little kids, they're going to be using a littler brush for this. In fact, they should definitely switch to the little brush, even if they're bigger kids, because they're going to want their stars to look nice. Now, if you're working with little kids, this is where you stop. You've got a perfectly lovely Eiffel Tower painting, and it probably took you the whole hour if you have a little kid. Now, if you have older kids, you're going to go into, you're going to make the lampposts. So the way that you do the lampposts is you take them with that brush this sideways, and you're going to have them go from the bottom. You're going to get a little bit of black, little bit, go from the bottom where your Eiffel Tower is. You're going to make a little line right there to mark that's where your lamppost is going to go. Do it on the other side. And you're going to go from that line, skinny brush, so sideways brush, just like that, and you're going to go straight up. I went a little wonky. A straight line's actually really hard to do. As straight as you can, you're going to go straight up. I don't know if you can see that one. Straight up. Okay, you don't want them to be freakishly tall, so don't go past this line right here. Okay, and then you're going to give it a little U. See my little U? You're going to do it on the other side, just a little U. And now you're going to give it two lines to be the side of the actual lamp. So a line right there, see? A line right there. Do that on the other one, a line right there, a line right there. Again, remind the kids constantly, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like I made mine a little cattywampus there, that's fine. Perfection is not what we're looking for. We're looking for fun, we're looking for pretty. That's what art is supposed to be. Now you're gonna give them a little hat. Just like that, you're just gonna give them a little hat right there and a little toothpick on the top. Now, this is kind of like an impressionistic painting, so it's gonna be a little messy. Now, again, if you have younger kids or you run out of time, you could really stop there. You've got a little more advanced kids. You can have them put a little bit of grass along the bottom of their lamppost by doing straight up and down lines with the sideways brush. See, straight up and down lines, straight up and down lines, straight up and down lines. There's really no wrong way to do grass. It's grass. Again, if you have slightly more advanced kids, advise them now. This is for older kids. Like I'm talking like 8, 9, 10 and up. Like even 8 I feel is a little young. So 9, 10 and up. Tweens and teens. Okay? You're going to have them put water on their brush and they're not going to rub it out. They can tap it off, but they're not going to rub it out. You need it a little wet. And you're going to mix the water with a little bit of black paint. A little bit, not a lot. And we're going to make a shadow here at the bottom. You need the water so that it thins out a little bit. So you're going to make the Eiffel Tower shadow there at the bottom. There you go, just like that. Now, each painting is dependent upon the skill level and the steady hand of the child. It's not going to be perfect, but if they make a mistake, let's say I hate the way the shadow turned out, and I kind of do, that's okay. Later, we can always go take our pink and cover it up. If I hate that star, it's okay. I can always take the pink and cover it up. Now, again, perfectly acceptable place to stop, but if you are doing older kids and you just have a ton of time left, tell them to get their white. We're going to do some light shading. It's not shading, it's light. So, since our shadow went this way, obviously our light is coming from over here. So what you're going to do is with the white, you're going to put a little bit of white inside your lamppost to represent the light, because obviously it's not a light if there's no light in it. And then you're going to take sideways brush or small brush if they want to switch to a small brush, and they're just going to give it some lighting. Just like that on the side. On the top of the little A line and down. Along the side right here. And on the top of this line and down. And then right up here. Okay, if you do something that you hate, like I made this one super thick, you can always paint back over it with black. This is really easy to fix. Again, this is a perfectly acceptable place to stop. You've got a beautiful Eiffel Tower painting, but if you've got a little bit of extra time, you can have the kids do a couple of little speckles in here because France is the city of light. So we're just going to give our Eiffel Tower a little sparkle in here, little sparkle in here. I highly suggest avoiding trying to make the thatchet lines of like the, you know, the way the Eiffel Tower looks where it's all like different metal thatched together. Don't try to do it. It's way too hard. No one's going to get it and it's going to look awful. So there's your complete painting. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's fun. It's simple for little kids. It should take you the whole hour. Make sure that you're frequently stopping and going back over with kids. And if they do something that they hate, like just absolutely hate, you can take the pink. Let's say I hate this light over here, this star. Boom, paint over it. Easily fixed. If you do something you hate, that is easily fixed with acrylic paint because it dries so fast. So the only time you should be stopping to have the kids let it dry is from the pink to the black. Everything else you can just keep right on going. Make sure you're constantly stopping with the kids to ensure that they are able to catch up with you. You're going to show them something, tell them not to paint it until you show it, and then answer questions. All right, I hope you all enjoy doing your Eiffel Tower painting. Happy partying!